All right, what is up? Let's go ahead and dive into the finding your ideal client section of this Instagram part of the course. Now, for me, I love being able to find my ideal client with Instagram. One of my big things is you could be the best photographer in the world. You could be the best whatever you are. You could be a florist, you could be a calligrapher, you could be a person selling some kind of apparel and merch. You could be the best at that in the world, but if you can't find clients, if clients can't see you, then you're gonna be the brokest, whatever that is in the world. So my goal is to use Instagram, and this is what I've done historically, use Instagram to find those people. Now, I will preface this with, I pretty unashamedly do this because I understand our culture. Some people think this is weird in the way that I do this, but this isn't weird because our culture seeks validation and affirmation, especially from social media outlets. There was a study that showed up and it said that every time somebody likes or comments on one of the photos, a shot of dopamine kind of like flies through the brain. And dopamine is very similar to very addictive drugs in our culture or in the world. And so every single time somebody likes or comments on one of those photos, dopamine goes through the brain and a high sensation comes about them. And so what I do is I leverage that, right? It's gonna come from somewhere. Either their friends are gonna like their photos or whatever, but I want it to come from my brand, and I want that positive reinforcement to come from my brand every time they see a like or a comment on one of their photos. And so that's what I do. Now, I'm gonna just dive in and show you guys how I do that because I go ahead and I search and I find my ideal client. I don't wait for them to come to me. Now, you should already know kind of who your ideal client is. For us, it's a 26 to 35-year-old female. She's a professional, she's independent. She generally pays for her own wedding and doesn't rely too much on her parents, and that's great. That's kind of what our area is full of, is young professionals. They are fairly basic white girls that want to shop at places like Louis Vuitton, Target, Starbucks. They watch The Bachelor, all of those things. Those are our ideal clients. And so for us, I will go in and I'll look for those people. And the ways I do that are, number one, I go to location services. Okay, so I'm going to bring up Instagram like so, and then I will go to search, and I'm gonna search like where my ideal client goes, maybe on the weekend or things like that. So for me, there's a bar in the area called Ink and Ivy. So it recently got some pretty bad reviews, but they still go there. So Ink and Ivy, and then I'm gonna search through here. Also, one of the things with Instagram is with you guys and being able to find the ideal client is nobody but you knows who your ideal client and what they look like would be, right? Like that's you. You could search, if you wanted to find just tattooed people, begin engaging with them, totally do that. If you wanted to go and search, you know, like blondes or brunettes or bigger people or whatever, like you could totally do that, and nobody, like, it's your ideal client and that's who you want to engage with. So for us, I go through here and I see some people. Okay, let's see, who is this? There's already one there, and it's funny, I'm already following this person. And so I'll go through, and immediately what I'll go through is I'll go through and I'll like their photos. So great, awesome, these are nice. And I see that they have a boyfriend in here. Is that what that looks like? I think that's her boyfriend. And so maybe I'll just send a little quick comment and be like, oh my gosh, so amazing. I hope you had an amazing time. Boom, something like that. And then I'll go through there, and like for me, I don't like to like a lot of like bikini photos and things like that just because I'm a guy. I don't want to make it weird, but I will comment and engage on other people doing stuff. Let's see. Cool. And then I'll even go here. Oh, look, her friend right there. Boom. And one thing people always ask me is they go, hey, if it's a private account, do you follow? Yes, I 100% follow, because that's so essential, because now the other person, my likes can get lost in a sea of likes for everybody else. But if I ask to follow, then I can actually go in there, follow. They have to look at my profile to see if they want me to follow them. And then generally, more times than not, those people follow me back more likely than the other people do, because they have to approve me first. So I always request to be followed. Now, let's see, is there anybody else in here? Oh, boom, look at that, engaged right here. She said yes, that's awesome. So I'm gonna go see who that is. Boom, request to follow. Now she is engaged, probably gonna be looking for a wedding photographer, and that's awesome, and that is me. So going through here, and generally I also will go to recents, so I see who was there most recently, and then I can check that out. So this is awesome. Cool, so this person helps actors, probably not married, or probably married, but I will go on to this one. Let's see. Great night out in the city. Awesome. This person is a mom. So generally, if it's a mom, like, yeah, but like they look like they're married. So I'm not going to follow them. And because that's not who my target bride is. This one is full of people. Okay, cool. So I'll go here. This is actually a photographer. Pretty interesting. Cool. I'll like some of their photos. And then I will follow. So cool, awesome. And so like that's generally how I go about finding ideal clients on Instagram. And then I'll begin to engage with them over time. And that's a huge thing, is engaging with them over time, just to make sure that I'm staying top of mind and things like that. And so in the next video, we're going to talk about how I engage with them, but that's a great way to do that. Another way to do that would be hashtags. So if you want to find a target bride or anything like that, I would go to hashtags. And so I will, but hashtags that you think people are going, like potential brides are going to be searching, like, not like, oh, engaged, but planning my wedding. Something like that. This is awesome. So now this probably has specific people that are planning their wedding, and it's not just like random people, right? So I'm gonna go to recent and see what I got here. So some of these people, these are like photographers or a barn or things like that. Let's see. You don't always find one, and that's okay. Let's see. Some of these people look like, oh, look, this person's at a dress shop. Or no, that's a designer. Oh, look, so somebody found their dress here 4 days ago. Oh, no, this is a dress shop as well. Okay. So planning my wedding may not be the best one. Keep looking up hashtags and seeing which ones may work. You want to just pick something random that that you think that anybody could be using. You want to be very specific and pick ones that you think that a potential bride would be using. Okay, so the hashtags can work. Those are a little bit harder to find, but those are also something that can work. I'll talk to you a little bit later about finding other accounts and beginning to engage with those people, but that's a great way to do it. You could definitely go over to like one of those things like She Said Yes and find one of those accounts. Now, the hard thing about this is these are people from all over the world. Like this person's from Switzerland. I don't know where exactly from this person's are, but the great thing is they do tag all those people. So you can for sure, like this person's from Romania, so probably not my client. But like you could for sure use these and hope that they're in your area. A lot of these people are in like California and stuff like that. So you could definitely figure that out and find out where they are. Like, look, British in USA, California, boom, just like I said. And they have 51,000 followers. But you can go ahead and use some accounts like this. But one of the big things you'll notice is like I do go in, and if I see a group of people in a photograph, like that one that was at Ink and Ivy, let's see. Ink and Ivy, like that one that was at Ink and Ivy, I will go and I will like the friends group. So like that person was in a photo with a bunch of their friends, right? Right in here, they didn't tag them. She didn't tag any of her friends. Usually when they tag their friends, I will follow all of the friends as well. So maybe something, oh, boom. Look at this. This is the other girl, and she did tag those friends. So then I'll come in here, Charlotte living, Colorado native. Now I'll come down in here and I will like those photos as well. Perfect. Good. And then now I will go in through most of those and request to follow all of them as well. So, boom. Perfect. And she looks like she's in a relationship. That is awesome. So that means in no time we have this relationship built. She could potentially hire us, and that is awesome. So that's how I do that and find people. And you'll notice like, I would say like 3 out of 10 times do people actually follow me back that aren't like requested. But if they request, like if I have to request them, more than likely they'll follow me back, which is really cool eventually. It's not immediate. It happens eventually because of the engagement that I have. And we'll talk about that in the next video. But that engagement that I have is super vital to helping them get to that next level with us, and then making sure that they feel valued, that relationship is gained. And then sometimes it takes years, right? This is, like weddings are long term, like they are, it's a long game. Like you just got to be patient with it. Sometimes I will get people that like immediately will reach out to me, but sometimes I've had people take years to reach out to me. But it helps because like they come in waves during engagement season and things like that. But you just got to cultivate those relationships over time. I'll tell you exactly how to do that in the next video. So I hope this is helpful for you. Finding clients, they're out there, go to them. Don't think they're gonna come to you, because for the most part, they're not. You gotta go to them, then you begin engaging with them. There'll be so many times where people are like, I don't know how I found you on Instagram, but I'm just glad I did. And sometimes I'm just like, haha, joke's on you, because I found you on Instagram. But it just works, guys. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you need anything, you have any other questions, don't hesitate to let me know.